Hey, what's going on? It's Ria. Baofeng UV-5R is now banned in Europe. But why? The world's most loved and hated radio, as we all know, is the Baofeng UV-5R. This radio has had all sorts of controversy, some real, including poor spurious emissions, performance, and poor audio quality. But as the years have gone by, many of these were fixed in later revisions. Of course, some people hate it because it's cheap and has brought a lot of people into the hobby and has made many people interested in radio of all kinds. Well, now apparently the UV-5R is subject to a ban in the European Union, in particular Germany. Why is that? Well, here is the bulletin from the German authorities. BNetzA, or however you pronounce it, published on the 24th of November, which happened to be Thanksgiving in the US. The text reads as follows. Ordinance number 91/2021, Law on the Provision of Radio Systems on the Market, Funklagengesetz FUAG, I'm sorry, I'm terrible. General Decree regarding a ban on the sale of a device. As part of the market surveillance, according to the FUAG, the Federal Network Agency's attention was drawn to the fact that the device mentioned below does not meet the requirements of the FUAG. The Federal Network Agency issues on the basis of Section 23, Paragraph 2, Number 4, IVM, Section 30, Paragraph 3, FUAG, the following General Decree. 1. The further provision, placing on the market, and the passing on of the device listed below is prohibited. Information about the device, product type radio, device type radio telephone, model UV-5R 5-watt HT, trademark Baofeng, importer Agnieszka Bastek Demo bis Warsaw. That's Poland. The general ruling is deemed to have been announced on the day after its publication. So that's the 25th. Reason. 1. The Federal Network Agency was informed in accordance with Section 31 FUAG that a member state of the European Union has taken a market restricting measure in accordance with Article 40 of the Radio Equipment Directive 2014/53/EU. During a hearing, the responsible market surveillance authority, Urząd Komunikacji Elektronicznej in Poland, asked the importer to send the declaration of conformity and the technical documentation for the device. A corresponding receipt of a declaration of conformity could be recorded. During the administrative check by the responsible market surveillance authority, it was found, among other things, that the declaration of conformity was incorrect and did not meet the requirements of the Radio Equipment Directive 2014/53/EU. The device was also subjected to a metrological test. The metrological examinations of the measuring laboratory showed that both the requirements of EN 62209-2 2010, the examination of the laboratory showed that both the requirements of EN 62209-2 2010 and EN 60950-1 2006-1 are not met. The parameters, according to the specification of EN 301-489-1 V220-27-03, EN 30I-783 V2II, and EN 301-489-15 V220-2017-03 were not adhered to. In accordance with Section 31 FUAG, the Federal Network Agency checked that the measure is justified, as neither a proper declaration of conformity nor technical documentation was submitted to the Polish Market Surveillance Authority, and further labeling deficiencies such as the lack of information about the importer were found. After this measure had been adopted, the other European market surveillance authorities and a responsible European Commission were informed of this on August 2nd, 2021, in accordance with Article 40 of the Radio Equipment Directive 2014/53/EU. With the official Gazette announcement number 239/2021 of September 8, 2021, the national economic actors were informed about this measure according to Section 30, Paragraph 1, FUAG, and were able to submit a statement within a period of 4 weeks. The Federal Network Agency has not received any comments. Since no objections were raised either by other European market surveillance authorities or by the European Commission, this measure is considered to be justified in accordance with Section 33 of the FUAG. The measure taken must be published in the Federal Network Agency's official gazette in accordance with Section 33 FUAG. Legal appeal. An objection can be raised against this ruling within 1 month of its announcement. The objection must be submitted to the Federal Network Agency, Tulpenfeld 4 53113, Bonn, or to another office of the Federal Network Agency. Objections and lawsuits against a decision made above have no suspensive effect according to Section 36 FUAG. It helps to process your objection quickly if it's submitted to the Federal Network Agency, Section 412, Strauss 21 55122, Men's Regulation Telecommunications. So this sounds similar to the import ban that has been in place by the FCC in the US, but in this case it seems to be a bit broader. One commenter in the blog stated that the issue was first highlighted in Poland and then was applied to other EU countries such as Germany, which you can see here. Of course, we've been through this in the US and some radios are now FCC certified, so they're good here. But this is new territory in Europe, apparently. The ban does appear to be different from the US ban, as the US ban did not really focus on measurements of the device. Rather, it focused primarily on the radio service certification. This one deals with technical issues and probably spurious emissions. Well, let's see. Will this affect anything? Since Baofeng has been cleaning up its act with regard to signal purity and certification, I suspect they'll resolve this sooner rather than later. But why is it an issue now? If you are in Germany or Europe or Poland, why not comment below and let me know what you think, or even if you are in the USA. Take care. See you around.